One day, Margaret Walthall, who was a Montessori teacher, had taken her children out to play and leaves were falling, and then she realized how happy the children were looking at the different leaves. And she told Dr. Montessori, she said, you know what? The children loved playing outside. They saw all these different leaf forms and they were so excited. We had such a marvelous time. And so Dr. Montessori said, that's wonderful, but what are you doing to feed the brain or the intelligence of the child with that knowledge? And that's how the botany cabinet came about. So we offer children the keys to botany through this. In Montessori, we say we offer keys. This is a term you would hear very often. What does a key do? What does a key do? Opens the lock. Wonderful. It opens the lock and lets you go into the room. So with the key, the child opens the lock to knowledge and steps into the world of knowledge. So we can't give the child every knowledge in the world because it is difficult to do that. But we give him the key so that he could lead the child to any door he likes. Right? So this is the key to botany. Did you notice that the university has many plants around here? Yes? It's a very green university. We certainly have a lot of plants. So now we're going to just do a very short lesson on the leaf folder. Now, what do we mean by leaf folder? What do you think I'm expecting you to do? You are going to collect leaves that the child will see in their community. So if you're in China, you will collect leaves that the child will see in that part of the world. If you're in Ho Chi Minh City, you will collect leaves in Ho Chi Minh City. If you're from Hanoi, how many of you are from Hanoi? Put your hands up if you're from Hanoi. Hanoi? Yes? Where is your headdress? Is it here? Yeah? Okay. Put your hands up if you're from Hanoi. Are the leaves in Hanoi different from the leaves in Ho Chi Minh?
Found.
Okay. So you will collect the leaves in Hanoi. Now, how are you going to use this? So you will collect leaves and you will write down different descriptions on it. When you collect these leaves, you are going to be very careful with them. We are not going to talk about how to preserve these leaves now because we're still trying to arrange to see where you can cut off leaves and walk away. Right? In Cairo, we have to pay to do that at the botanical garden. But they did allow us to cut and take away leaves. And even had the person to guide us how to do it and preserve it. But here in Vietnam, we're trying to see where could we go.
In a park?
Yeah, we're looking at a park, but we want to know which park will let 65 students come in and take more than 100 leaves. Right? That park, like,
many parks, we can separate different groups.
So it's very difficult. But if you're from China, I suggest you collect your leaves in China. If you cannot bring them to Vietnam because you cannot take them back, take pictures of your leaf album and bring it. Australian students, they cannot bring leaves in and out of Australia. They're very strict. So they have to take pictures of their leaf holder and bring it back and print it out. Now with this leaf holder, you're going to show the child the world of the plant. And it's an incredible world. So we're going to do a little bit of the world of leaves. Now, the Chinese, I know you don't have not translated the technical terms. The Vietnamese may have it translated. I don't want translators to do that. I want you to look for the word in Google and do it yourself. Give me one reason why.
Improve English.
No, because that work will be remembered better. When you do things for yourself, you remember better. The child who looks for his own work will do it better than the child who's given that work done. Right? So that's why I want to make sure you don't have it translated. This world nowadays, in world of technology, you just put in anything, translate Vietnamese or translate from English to Vietnamese and it will come out. Translate from Chinese to English, it will come out. So, this is what it looks like. So here is the botany cabinet with the reniform leaf. So the child is shown these different leaves. These different leaves. You must have plants in your environment with these different leaf patterns. So this is one. This is just reniform. Right? Here is deltoid. You will have to know these names. That's why I gave you the illustration with the names, right? Because you have to teach them to the children. But first, we are going to do a little lesson. So, the first thing, phyllotaxis refers to the attachment of the leaf to the stem. It's a Greek word. Phylum means leaf, and taxis means arrangement. So there are two main classifications. The petiolate, that's the leaf connected to the stem of the plant by a simple petiole. And it's the seal, the leaf connected directly to the stem without a petiole. Now what does this all mean? This is what it means. The leaf has many different kinds of things. Now I want to tell you, don't bother taking notes. At the end of this, I'm going to give you a website you can hit, which I hit. And you can do it yourself. Veins. That is the pattern on the leaf. Then here are the shapes, which is what we have. Then the arrangement, which we just talked about. And the kind of margin that these have. And then the phyllotaxis. This is the arrangement that they have on the plants. So just remember, you are looking at how leaves are arranged on a plant. So when children look at a plant, they see something incredible. They don't just see a plant. They see a plant that is different from any other. One that has a petiole, one that doesn't have one. They see one with a margin that's serrated. They see one that is even. So this is what we want children to really see. Not just a plant, but to look at it with depth and understanding and wonder. That's amazing, how amazing it is. So, This is parts of the leaf. Now I'm going to just give you a short lesson. I know there are many people here who know much more about leaves than I do, but I'm just giving you a short lesson. So, this is called the tip. It is also called a pet. A-P-E-S. Okay? This is called the midrib. This is called the margin. This whole surface is called the lamina. And this is called the vein. And this is the petiole that we were talking about. Okay? Any explanation needed there? None. Now here is a compound leaf. That means you can see many patterns. And look at the petiole. These are all the petioles. Can you see that petiole there? Attached to the stem. So here you can see the node. So this is a compound leaf. It has many leaves there. So having something like this in your leaf folder, you can start by saying parts of the leaf. You can even make beautiful classified cards on the parts of the leaf. And we will show you how you can do that. Okay? The reason I'm giving you this PowerPoint is because you're supposed to make classified cards on these things. And you can do it in Chinese, you can do it in Vietnamese, you can do it in any language you want. But there it is. Now here's the scene. Look, there is no petiole. Can you see that? It's just straightly there, attached. Now here's the vein. So this is the vein. That is what you see on your. So there it is, the parallel and then the netted. So here's the parallel patterns. Here's the netted patterns. Look at that. Look at all the patterns. Most children notice these patterns because they will feel the leaf. But this is something you can show in your leaf folder. You can show the nation and you can show the parallel vein, the netted vein. So children learn about who they are. Look at all the different patterns you have. Did you know that there's so many patterns? I didn't know that. So here you are. Look at that. Pinnate, palmate, parallel. So there are all the different kinds of veins that the child can see on a leaf. So here you are. You can collect leaves that have these patterns and you can write it down right next to it. And children can sit down. You can make it an A4, you can make it an A5. Oh, so children can look at it. Now this is the margin. Look at the margin here. So this one is the entire margin. You've got nothing broken up. And this one is a toothed margin, where there is a little pattern like that, serrated. So you can have samples of that kind. So children learn about veins, they learn about the margin. Now when we go to the park, you will have to start looking for leaves like this. So it's nice to know what you're going to be looking for. So you can look for leaves with different vein patterns, leaves with different margin patterns, and things like that. Look at all the different leaf patterns, leaf margins. Look at this. So you can see how many leaf patterns there is. Right? It's a lot of leaves. Right? There you have all that by, try, unit. So here we are. Now, here we are. This is where I went. Okay, so copy this one. Take your cell phone if you have it close by you. Take a picture of it or write it down. Right? Okay, so everybody's got that. Everyone's got where you could go and Google this up. Yes? Any other question about the leaf folder? Now let me tell you how you can preserve this. I don't know what the Vietnamese weather would be like for it. But in some places, the weather is a big factor on how the leaf looks at the end of it. Okay? So I've not tried it in Vietnam, so I can't guarantee it will look beautiful and green. But usually, as soon as you pick it up, as soon as you pick it, you bring a plastic bag and you bring paper towels and you put the leaf in a paper towel in the plastic bag and you take it home. Then you make sure that the leaf is still in the paper towel and you put it in a book and put some heavy books on that book. Now, if you have a leaf press, that's wonderful. How many of you have a leaf press in your classrooms? You do, Vivian? That's wonderful. You do? Children love leaf press, don't they? It's incredible and they want to really open it every day. And it's so hard to say, no, you can't open it every day. So, if you have a leaf press, use a leaf press. You put it in there, and after a few days, check to see whether it's getting brown or not. If it's getting brown, then it's going to be very brown, it's not going to work. Once it is still nice and dry, and it's not looking too brown, you can put it in your leaf folder. Now, some people laminated their leaf folder because that makes it stay better. So I leave it up to you. If you cannot laminate it, stick it with transparent tape and put it in a sleeve. On paper, you stick it with sellotape that is clear and put it in a sleeve and then name it and make your leaf folder. You want the child to sit down and you can tell the child this wonderful story about different leaves and the arrangement. After this knowledge, once the child sees this, then you will say, let's go and look for it in our garden. That's when you take the child out. Let's look for the reniform leaf. Let's look for the entire margin leaf. Let's look for a serrated margin leaf. Let's look for a leaf that has a parallel vein. So can you imagine giving the child all this vocabulary and awareness of the leaves? So this is something you can do. Now tell me one thing, the Chinese students, are you allowed to take leave in and out your country? Yes or no? No? No. So when you go back to China, this time when we go to the park, don't pick any leaves then. Just look. Just look. Right? And then when you get to China, hope that there are leaves on the tree. Otherwise you won't have a leaf holder. Do you have leaves throughout the year? In China? In different parts? Yes. Okay. Wherever you are. What? Do you have trees throughout the year? Yes? Okay, so next year, when you come back, the Chinese students, we will see photographs of your leaf folder. Am I correct? Only photographs. I would like to see the name of the arrangement of the stars, leaf, the name of the leaf in bilingual. That means in Chinese and in English. Now, our Vietnamese students, you have no excuse. We have all the leaves you want. And if we go out to the park and we get permission to cut leaves, then you will have a beautiful leaf folder. Now, when you collect leaves, make sure you collect enough that if one leaf goes bad, you still have another example. Okay? So that's what we are hoping to arrange next week, either in the morning or in the afternoon. Because the afternoon seems to be raining every time, so we won't probably have to do a morning one. But that's what we're going to look into. Okay? Now I want everyone to look at the illustrations of the leaves. Did you bring it or not? That's very nice. I'll give it back. Okay? Now before we start, is there any question?
I just want to know that how many leaves that we have to count.
That's a nice one. She wants to know how many leaves should you have in your leaf folder. Make your leaf folder a continuing work in progress. That means think of something that you are going to keep adding. Have a few blank pages if you want. It's very nice to make sure that there will be more leaves added. Otherwise, you can make them individually and put them in a sleeve. As many as you can collect, the more leaves you get of this shape, the better it is. Okay? So now, can we look at what we have in the handout? Now, these are the drawers of the leaves we have in the botany cabinet. When you go to the park, we are going to try and get as many as possible leaf shapes as you have here. So, have a look at the first one. It says linear. Can you find linear? Yes? Linear. Linear means long. So, there it is. There's the orbiculate, deltoid, ovate, which you already have a linear leaf right there. Can you show your leaf? Thank you. Here she has the leaf. You know what that leaf is from, which plant? Who's our wonderful gardeners? Which plant is that leaf from? That leaf is from. Do you want to tell the name of that plant? That one is called the mother-in-law's thumb. Or it's called the snake's tooth. It's good. Don't laugh. The Vietnamese call it the same. They call it the snake's thing too. Isn't that incredible? Oh no, the snake's tongue. The snake's tongue. And the Vietnamese call it the snake's tongue. I just discovered. Yeah. I was told it's called the snake's tongue. And it's also called the mother-in-law's tongue. Well, as long as you are not a mother-in-law, it's okay. Right? Okay. So, this is what we're talking about. So you're going to look for the linear, you're going to look for the oviculate, deltoid, ovate. Ovate means it's an oval shape. Lanceolate means it's like a spear head. Elliptical means it's like an ellipse. Ovate, when it is off, it means the opposite way. So can you see ovate on top over here? And the opposite is ovate. Then the reniform, reni means kidney. So it's the kidney-shaped leaf. And the spatulate, which is like a spoon, spatulate. And then cordate, which means it's like a heart. Cord means heart. And cordate, the opposite of the heart shape. Then penstate, sagittate, and then articulate. Now, I want all my Vietnamese and Chinese students, put this in Google and you get the correct pronunciation. You must know the name because you will have to show them to your children. And it's nice to know them in English as well as Chinese or Vietnamese. Okay? Any questions about the leaf folder? Okay.
So we have to find for the order of the description in a folder.
Well, the best order, let's talk about the order. Thank you so much. The best order is you will start with the leaf arrangement, the phyllotaxis. How is it arranged? Is it arranged simple? Is it rolled? Is it alternate? What arrangement? Then you can do next, what kind of margin does it have? Then you can do the leaf shapes. What shapes does it have? And it's really nice to have the names next to it. And if you have a lot of leaves, you can even make classified cards, 3-part cards for your leaves with the real ones. Okay? Yes.
So with these cards, we have to make into language, English and Vietnamese.
Yes. How does it do? Because then you can tell the child, you know what? This leaf is called cordate in English. So it's wonderful that the child with absorbent mind to hear that. Right?
So when we present that to the children, we have to introduce English term and Vietnamese term.
No, you're going to do it separate, but this is just looking at it. Looking at it. When you present it, you're going to present Vietnamese, and later you do it different and present English.
And this folder we put separate self or in the same.
It depends on how you want the leaf folder. If you do it in one big album, one big book, it will stay next to that. If you make a leaf folder in one piece, it will stay next to the botany cabinet because it will explain about these leaves. Now, if you make them separate, you can have them change every few days. It depends on you. It's your children and your class. You can do it any way that suits you, right? Yes?
Câu hỏi là cái trong cái bộ sưu tập lá đấy thì mình sẽ ghi theo cái thứ tự mà cô nói nhé. Mình sẽ đưa tất cả những cái lá đấy sắp xếp lộn xộn, hay là mình sẽ để theo cấu trúc là răng cưa để vào một cái góc răng cưa và lá dài để vào một cái phần của lá dài, hay là mình sẽ làm nó lộn xộn là răng cưa có thể để với dài trong bộ sưu tập đấy ạ?
Okay, can someone please translate that for us? Oh, okay. I don't have one. That means all of us have to put our headphones when somebody asks a question.
It means that can put I separate different kind of leaf or put it like
The person is when you do the collection of the leaf, follow your arrangement. If you want to clarify, it's only the groups of the leaf group together, or shape together, or how you can.
Yes, thank you so much. Now, this is what it means. If you are doing the leaf arrangement, then you put a whole stem together, right? Because it's the leaf arrangement. Leaf arrangements, there is alternate, there is simple, there is bold. So you have to put them together. But when you do these, make sure you put one on a page, just one. Because you're talking about the shape, you're not talking about the arrangement of the leaves on the stem. So you put one by itself. Right? Okay, any more questions about the leaf folder? The reason why we are telling you this from now is that you can start preparing for it, because it will take nearly 2 to 3 weeks for those leaves to become really nice, and then you can start preparing your leaf folder. Now I want to tell you how some students do it. Some of the students do it very nicely. In Cairo, they did it on papyrus paper. Do you know papyrus? That is natural green paper made of grass. But it depends on where you want to do it. Wherever you want to do it, make sure these shapes are isolated, because you're just focusing on the shape of the leaf. So you don't want to show many shapes. So this one, you write orbiculate. This one, you just take one shape and you write deltoid. But when you have a stem that has many leaves, like this, then you're going to show it as simple. And then you have, because it's the leaf arrangement, it's the phyllotaxis, it's not the leaf shape. Then if you have it like this, then you're going to write alternate, because this is the shape of the leaves to the stem. You understand what I mean? So the arrangement of the leaf is very different from the shape of the leaf. arrangement talks about how it is on the stem. How is it arranged? The shape of the leaf talks about the leaf shape. Now the veins will talk about the veins of the leaf. So whether the veins are going parallel, like this, or is it netted? So you just can show very simple. Parallel vein, netted vein, that's all. So what happens is children have a very clear impression of the leaf. Okay? Anything else about the leaf folder? Yes?
Sorry, teacher, when we do the leaf collection, we will choose the young leaf or old leaf.
The young leaf may be very hard to take down. But if you can do the young leaf, go ahead and do it. I don't know whether it can stay that young in this weather. This is the thing. In Cairo, that old leaf crumbles up. It doesn't stay, it crumbles. Yeah, it gives way, it crumbles. But in Casablanca, the old leaf stays very well. In America, where it's so cold in Connecticut and St. Paul, Minnesota, it stays really well. So I don't know how it will stay in parts of China or in parts of Vietnam. But having a leaf holder is wonderful. Just imagine you can tell the child, let me show you what kind of arrangement you can have of leaves. And then we show the child all of this. So it's a wonderful thing to have. Yes, any more questions? No? Okay.
Gary, is there any ways to like preserve this rather than nominate?
No, some of my students, what they did is they taped it down. They taped it down. But, you know, if you paste it with glue, then sometimes it doesn't work. Especially in Cairo, when it crumbles, the glue dries up too. So it's like the whole thing is a powdery mix. So in China, I don't know if there's another way you could do that in the shoulder. Ashley, is there another way that you do it? Yes? Ashley, is there another, I'm wondering, Leslie, is there another way you could do it? The same as I'm saying. Yes, it's the same. So let's hope it will work where you are. But don't only collect one leaf. Collect 3 leaves of the same. So that if one doesn't work, maybe the other 2 will work. Right? Yes? Okay. So we have our leaf holder, and we have done this. Now I have another question. I would like to know how many of you can write in cursive English? Like I am writing, of course, my cursive is nothing as beautiful as some other teachers, but like this. How many of you know how to write in cursive? Can you put your hand up? Okay, if you don't know how to write in cursive, I suggest this. Get paper, Google up cursive writing, and start practicing from now. Because in the Montessori environment, When we do language, we tell the child this. I am thinking, and you will have to show yourself writing it out. So you need to practice writing. Now, I say this to my students at the beginning of the course. But when we get to the language, everybody's like, oh, you never practice. You never practice. I have to practice it now. I'm telling you this from now. This module, we are doing practical writing, we are doing sensorial, and we're doing spoken language. When you come back in June, we are doing language and mathematics, and you're preparing for your exams. So make sure by the time we come for language, your writing is beautiful. And the only way it can get beautiful is repetition. So every time you have to practice. If you practice 20 minutes every day from now, it will get better. Okay? It will get better. Ladies, I would like you to pay attention to me. It seems that the Vietnamese cursive writing, it seems like the Vietnamese, I can't talk because some people are very busy talking. It's very hard to talk over somebody. It's not even grace and courtesy to do that. So, if you're talking, I can't talk because I'm waiting for you to finish. We have to remember this. What is a conversation? A conversation is this. You talk, I talk. But if you are talking, I can't talk because you are still talking. So, when I'm talking, you are listening. When you are talking, I am listening. You have to model this in the classroom, not just for my class. This is the children too. When they talk, you say, hello, yes, I'm listening. Tell me, right? So you have to get into this habit of remembering communication is two-way. There is a listening and a talking. So if you are talking, I cannot listen. I cannot talk. I have to listen. Now, Vietnamese writing, this young lady showed it to me. It seems to be very much like cursive writing. So you are very lucky. You don't have to spend so many hours practicing that cursive writing. But try and make sure you are writing in English and not Vietnamese. Okay? So please get into this habit. When you are writing for the language area, there is no lines. So it's on a blank paper. It's like this kind of a paper. So get used to writing on a blank paper. Okay? So that the child can see. And you have to learn to write very beautifully so the child can see you writing. Practice this from now, please. I know there will be many of us who will say, I forgot all about it. I now remember it. But try and remind yourself that this is how it happens. Okay. Now, before we do anything else, today at 2:45 we will have a break. At 3 you have to be in here with no noise because we're connecting to America for Schoology. Okay, so let's do it something. Let's have a break at 2:40 and then we will come back by 2:55. So you have 5 minutes to settle down. Okay? The next question I want to ask you is, how many of you have an idea about geometry? Geometry. Names of triangles, the name of angles, all that. Great. Because next week we are going to do a lesson in geometry. We have a botany cabinet, we have a geometry cabinet. You have to know the names of every geometric shape in the geometry cabinet. And this is a very good time to know the names of everything. I will make it very easy. I will give you a handout with every name. But you will have to practice it in the classroom. Okay? Is there anyone who would like to do a tutorial with the geometry for the students? Would you like to do one?
I don't mind.
That's great. I will show you the geometric cabinet.
Yeah.
Everybody will get a handout. We will let you know which day it is. And you can bring graph paper, ruler, and then you bring scissors and you're going to make your own geometric shapes and learn the names of triangles. So by the time when we do the presentation, you know the names of all the triangles and the shapes that are in there. Okay? Is that possible? Yes? Okay, very nice. Thank you very much. Now, any other questions? Okay, because from next week, we will start going up into the prepared environment where we will do spoken language. Tomorrow, we will do another lecture again on the absorbent mind. But today, we are finished with all the lectures. I just want to make sure you understood about your anthology, your lead folder, and that we will have a geometry tutorial so that everyone is aware of the names in the geometry cabinet. Okay? Right? And then everyone will learn to practice your cursive writing from now. So when the examiners from EMI come, they'll say, oh, this is the center where I've seen the most beautiful writing. Right? They'll be like, ooh, everyone writes a beautiful cursive. Ooh, what happened here? Except for the trainer, everyone else is being beautiful. Yes.
And ours will be website, YouTube video, where like all, so every name of the triangle, like how much they went through each one. So we wanted to share that with you.
What did she do?
It's like the name of each of the triangles, and it's all broken down into one video.
Into one video. No, I have handouts.
Okay,
I have handouts. You can use that for your presentation. Yeah, but they have handouts because they need the handouts. They don't need the video. They need the name of the handouts, right? They'll need the handouts. So we will do that. Okay? But that's a great thing to have, that you have a video and then you have the names of them. Okay. No other questions? Right. What's it?
Yeah. I just have a question that I hope that can the assistant list out all the name of the assignment and the deadline, so it's really easy
from all.
I'm sorry, I can't give you the names of all the work and the assignment list because we haven't yet checked into Schoology. You understand what I mean? Unless we check into Schoology, I can't say give me your work on Monday because I don't know what's going to happen today. So once we know this, this is how it's going to work. Whatever we do from Monday to Thursday, you have to do it immediately and send it in following Monday. You understand what I mean? Whatever lessons we do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you have to send that in next Monday. Right? Then, after that, then there's the Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then the next Monday it comes. Did we get that cycle? Did everybody understand that? Let's go through the calendar. Let's do it with the calendar, with the thing so you can understand. For theory papers, I can give you a little longer time in case we need to, in case people want to translate things. But this is how it will be. So here it is. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Whatever we do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you have to give it in the following Monday. So you have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to finish that work. So you have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to finish that work. It has to be handed in by 8 in the morning in Schoology. If it comes after 8, then it's declared late work, and Schoology will show late work. It just say late work. Now, the next week, you will do what we did on Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday again, and then go again to Monday. If we have class on Saturdays, then that will come here. Saturdays, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. When we do have class on Saturdays, I am doing class mostly to make sure you have time to work with the materials because muscular memory is very important. That muscular memory we need to work. So this is how the assignments will go. So it's automatic. I will not even say. I'll say whatever we did for Monday or Thursday, that's it. Then you just have to make sure you give it to next Monday. Whatever we did on Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday comes next Monday. Now, whatever you hand in here on this Monday, whatever you gave us, your homework, you will get the feedback next Monday. You understand? Your feedback will come next Monday. And when it comes back, you will get a copy of your comment sheet and we will keep a copy. So whatever you have there, you have to rectify that. I mean, if your album reader says resubmit, if your album reader says this presentation is not accepted, then you have 1 week to give it back again. But if the album reader says it is accepted, but you need to make the small change, then you make a small change, but you don't have to put it back. when we take your album, then we will make sure you have made that change. Is everyone clear on this? Yes? So this is where you will be finding yourself working very hard on the weekends. I'm sorry, that's how it is. We are not going to have class any Saturdays in this September. But in October, we will see how our progress goes. And we will also make accommodation for 1 week of observation. Remember I said we're going to do 1 week of observation to schools? Those of you who are in Hanoi, you can observe even in Hanoi. So you can go home if you like and stay there and observe. Because I will not visit you when you're observing. But when you do teaching practice, I will come to observe you. If you're using your cell phone, please be free to leave whenever you want, okay? If you're using your cell phone, please be free to leave whenever you want. You can go out and come back. Any other questions about the assignments? So this is what we're trying to see if we can log ourselves in. And the hard part is I don't know how to do it myself. So we are waiting for Tim to come and then he will guide us. So he will be here by 2:30 or 2:45 and then we'll be in here by 3. So we will take our break and come back so we're all settled in and then we will connect with Hartford so we can all go in there. Any questions? I see some hands up.
Em câu hỏi là hôm trước thì cô có nói là có 90 lượt quan sát thì 45 giờ là cô sẽ tổ chức để cho cả lớp quan sát thì một tuần đấy em có thể không về Hà Nội và cô sẽ là người đưa bọn em đi quan sát đúng không ạ? Hay là một tuần đấy em có thể về Hà Nội để quan sát?
I don't have a headphone. I'm not the only one. Does everybody else have a headphone here? No. Hello, can you hear me, everybody? Yes? Okay. Okay. This is what I just said. I hope you understood what I just said. I just said if you're from Hanoi, you can go home and observe in Hanoi. Didn't I just say that? Now, between the breaks, between the 2 modules where you get your 45, you can observe anywhere you like. You can observe in Hanoi, you can observe in Ho Chi Minh, you can observe in Turkey, you can observe wherever you want. But we are going to give you a package. You will get an observation folder where you have to make sure that the teacher signs. Sorry. Now this observation, let's talk about our observation folder. This observation folder will have these things. It will have a welcome letter, a thank you letter to the heads of school where you want to go and observe. And we will help you arrange that next month. It will also give a letter of thanks to the class teacher whose class you're going to observe. Then it will also have a teacher information sheet which will tell us Who is the teacher? What is the name of the school? Is she an AMI primary teacher? If she is, what is her diploma number? The diploma number is the most important thing. Then, how many years of classroom experience has she had? You don't have to write this. We will give it to you. Then, we will give you observation tasks, which mean you will have to do 7 different kinds of observation exercises. And then you will write down notes. After that, you will come with your album. In October, you will come with it and we will look through it. Next year, when you come with the rest of the 45, we will look through it too. And we will count, because you will keep a record of the observation hours, telling us whether you have 90 hours. If you do not have 90 hours, you will have to get it as soon as you can. Otherwise, your diploma will be on hold for a year. So this is what will happen. So 45 hours we will arrange in October. You can do that. We will talk to each other. We will give you schools that are closer to your district. We will give you schools in Hanoi if you're from Hanoi. If you're from Ho Chi Minh, we'll suggest schools that are within your district. And you will spend 45 hours in that week being with that. Now, students from China, we will arrange for you to do that over here. Because I don't think you want to go back to China for a week. But if you want to, you're welcome. Because it'll be from Monday to Friday, so you can leave on a Saturday and come back. But if you want to stay here, we are going to organize that. Then, December will come, you will have only 45 hours of observation. So from January, February, March, April, and May, you will have to make arrangements to go and observe somewhere on your own. That 45 you are responsible for. So you will have to make arrangements for that. If you happen to be anywhere else, then you can get help with, suppose you're in Ho Chi Minh, then the office can help you go somewhere. But most of us who are in Vietnam, you know school, so you can make your own observation school, okay? So that is how the observation will work. Now, teaching practice. You will be assigned to different schools. This module, you will get schools in November for a week. And I will come and observe. I cannot promise that I will observe all 65 of you, but I can observe half of you, and then I will observe the other half next year. But we will arrange for you to get 80 hours of teaching practice. Okay? So that way, the teaching practice hours we will arrange, and I will come and guide you through your teaching practice. So I will observe you giving lesson, and after you give a lesson, I will have a meeting with you, and then I will say, maybe you could have done this differently, or maybe you did this great, and it's okay, But I am going to come not to crit you, I'm coming to support you, right? So that's how we're going to do the teaching practical. Okay? So please do not worry, we are working on the observation folder, and you will be guided through observation from next week. In this very week, we will start doing a few observation games. We have to build up your observation skills. Okay, any other questions? Could somebody check and see if there's hot water outside in case students want to have coffee now? Tim, I'm trying to see if they could take their 15 minutes break now so that when they come back, they're all settled. So I can ask for coffee, water. I don't know whether they've arranged now. So, no, and let me call her and tell her this. Let me just, excuse me, I'm going to use my cell phone. So let's take a break. Let's take a break and come back 10 to 3. 10 to 3.
Alo. Alo, ai vậy?
Trời ơi, Việt Nam mà có lập group chưa? Lập group để mà bài dồn nhiều quá chết à. Quá trời luôn á, quá trời luôn. Nhưng mà cái hai tờ đó là 4 mặt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Testing. This bubble. See. No, I didn't play it yet. It's not played and then you're going to sign you're going to run that process. And when they see it, it will automatically prompt it. And then so in the first picture, you spend it. So there's a few ways to get it. And I have to do how to look at that. And you may up here so that you can right here, Miss Tom, is there somebody sitting there?
No, there isn't anyone.
So let's take that. Okay. Yeah, that means it's on. Worst case scenario. Better and then decide. publicly. Good afternoon, everybody. I will try that one more time, great some courtesy. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. No, not everybody. Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, whatever you might like to say. So I just want to, what? Has to be closer like that? Okay. So to our translators, this is going to be somewhat complicated in the sense that right now it doesn't appear that they have the audio connection. And so I'm trying to get the audio connection so it's broadcast. So we may have to distinct the microphone with my consultant in Hartford from the computer. So we'll try to go back and forth. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Okay, yes? Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to connect to my friend, my colleague back in Hartford, Connecticut. His name is Josiah Hill. He is our technology person as well as works for the organization that I work for called Stretch, Capital Region Education. We are going to, for this course, we're going to be using a program or a platform called Schoology. Have any of you ever used Schoology before? Anybody in the room has used Schoology before? No, okay. So it's a new platform. How many of you have ever used Blackboard? Anybody ever used Blackboard? Moodle. Have you ever used Moodle? Yes, some people Moodle. Anybody else? Okay. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to electronically access documents that Ms. Hummel puts on the course. There's a course that's here that's designed for you. Let me bring it up. And hold back. And Josiah is going to be just teaching us how to walk through the course and give you some background on how you're going to submit materials, assignments, etc. So you're going to have, for instance, you have a paper coming up on human tendencies. You're going to submit that paper, hopefully, in here. And that's how, when you do your album work that Ms. Hummel has been talking to you about, you're going to submit your